Welcome back, dear ones. I'm truly grateful to be with you again in this space where we gently unfold the layers of our inner life and uncover the timeless truths hidden within our everyday experiences. Whether you are a returning friend or a new traveler on this path of self-discovery, thank you for being here. Today, we are going to dive into something profoundly liberating and yet incredibly challenging. The realization that what truly troubles us in life is not other people, not the external world, but our own clinging, our own attachments. It's a hard truth to face, because when we suffer, we so often point the finger outward. We think, if only they hadn't said that, or if only this didn't happen, or if only life were fair. And while those stories feel justified, they rarely lead to freedom. What if the real source of your suffering isn't out there? What if the real cause lies inside, specifically in the way you attach to things, to outcomes, to identities, to people? This is a message that runs through all of the Buddhist teaching. Suffering arises not from the world, but from how we relate to the world. And it is in this relationship that we find the root of both bondage and liberation. Let's begin by exploring what attachment really is. Attachment is not the same as love. Attachment is not the same as responsibility. It's not even the same as care. Attachment is the sticky desire for things to be a certain way, the inner insistence that something or someone must not change, must not leave, must conform to our expectations. When those expectations are violated, we suffer. Not because reality is cruel, but because we have clung to an illusion. You see, everything changes. People change. Relationships shift. Bodies age. Emotions rise and fall. Success comes and goes. And yet, our minds resist this truth. We want permanence. We want control. We want the comfort of predictability. And in that wanting, we bind ourselves. One of the most common forms of attachment is the attachment to being understood. How many of our arguments, resentments, and heartbreaks come from the desperate need for someone else to see us, agree with us, validate us? We think, if they just understood, I'd be okay. But what if they never understand? Can you still be free? Another attachment is to control. We want things to go our way. We plan, we manage, we manipulate. And when life refuses to obey, we suffer, not because of life, but because of our expectation. There's also attachment to identity. We construct a sense of self based on roles, achievements, stories, and ideas. I am a good person. I am successful. I am spiritual. But what happens when life challenges those identities? When we fail? When someone criticizes us? We feel like we are falling apart, not because the world is falling, but because our ego is. And perhaps the deepest attachment of all is to pleasure and avoidance of pain. We chase what feels good and run from what feels bad. We call it happiness, but really it's a trap. Because the moment pleasure fades, as it always does, we feel the ache of its loss. So what do? Do we shut down our hearts? Do we stop caring? Not at all. The path is not about withdrawal, but about wisdom, not about apathy, but about clarity. It's about learning to relate to life without clinging, to love without possessiveness, to act without attachment to the result, to engage fully but freely. Let's consider a few examples. A woman loves her partner deeply, but she fears losing him, so she becomes anxious, jealous, controlling. Every text not replied to quickly becomes a threat. Every smile he gives another person becomes a source of insecurity. She suffers not because he is unfaithful, but because she is attached to the illusion of control and certainty in love. Now imagine if she could love him with freedom. I care for you. I choose to walk with you. But I do not own you. I will love you as you are, even if that means you change or leave. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's liberation in love. Or imagine someone striving for success. She pours her soul into her career, but setbacks come, promotions pass her by, colleagues are recognized while she's overlooked. She feels crushed not because the job failed her, but because she attached her self-worth to recognition. If she can see that success is never guaranteed, that effort is noble even without reward, she becomes free. And consider spiritual attachment, the idea that we must always be peaceful, always enlightened. We hide our anger, shame our sadness, judge ourselves for being human. We chase purity and reject our shadows, but real freedom comes not from perfection, but from embracing all of ourselves with compassion. The moment we release these attachments, something miraculous happens. The world doesn't change, but our suffering lightens. We become more spacious, more flexible, more at peace. We can meet joy without clinging, and sorrow without resistance. We begin to live the middle way. But how do we let go? First, we must see clearly. Awareness is the first key. Notice when you are grasping. Ask, what am I afraid of losing? What am I trying to hold on to? What story am I telling? The simple act of noticing already loosens the grip. Second, meet your attachment with compassion. Don't judge it, don't shame it, understand it. Our attachments are often born from wounds from the child who didn't feel safe, from the teenager who wasn't seen, from the adult trying to find meaning. Bring love to those places. Third, practice releasing. You don't have to force it, just experiment. Let go of needing to win an argument. Let go of needing someone to apologize. Let go of needing to be right. Let go of needing the perfect moment. Each time you release, you reclaim a piece of your power. Fourth, return to the breath. In every breath, there is a letting go. The inhale nourishes, the exhale releases. Trust that rhythm. Live in that rhythm. And fifth, cultivate inner refuge. The more you know yourself not as an identity, but as presence, the less you need to cling, because you realize you are already whole, already complete, already enough. This is what the great masters have always taught, that the true cause of our suffering is not the world but our relationship to it, and that in letting go, we don't lose, we gain. We gain peace, we gain clarity, we gain freedom. So next time you find yourself blaming someone, ask instead, what am I holding on to? When you feel anxious, ask, what am I afraid of losing? When you feel angry, ask, what story am I clinging to? These questions don't solve everything, but they open the door. And beyond that door is a life of immense beauty. Because when we let go, we become more loving, not less, more engaged, not less, more alive, not less. We begin to live with grace. Thank you so much for joining me in this deep reflection. If anything here resonated with you, please share it in the comments. What attachment have you discovered in your life? How are you learning to release it? Let's support one another in this shared journey of waking up. If this message brought you insight or peace, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing for more wisdom teachings, and sharing it with someone who may be ready to hear these words. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, may you walk lightly, love freely, and let go with courage.